We're affordable, we're portable, we're peer-led, and we're embedded in our communities. Because we're NAMI-NYC Metro, we have a responsibility to intentionally represent the diversity of the population of the city of New York. But there are substantial barriers to access to quality care for certain communities, including communities of color and young adults. These barriers are lack of affordable services, lack of age-appropriate services, lack of services in languages other than English, and to be honest, shame that often comes from a lack of understanding about what mental illness actually is.
So we don't really talk about it in the Caribbean culture. We don't really talk about mental illness. All I knew is that whenever a child or a family member would act the way my daughter was acting, it was our fault to discipline that child. Whether it was whipping that child, calling that child names, berating that child to a degree that, but we don't really...
Or pushing them to like, oh, you need a job, or you need more chores, or you need to keep your mind occupied, and not sitting down talking about, what's going on with you today, what happened. We rarely talk. They don't want to talk. Professionals, they know what they're talking about, but they can't relate. Going to NAMI and taking their peer-to-peer groups or stuff, their own voice, ending the silence, it helped me more because I had someone my age. I had someone who I could relate, who I could talk to for hours and not think I'm being judged.
Nobody could give me a clear picture of what bipolar disorder was, how to deal with it, where could I get support for myself. And that's when NAMI came in, because when I went to these groups and these classes, I meet caregivers like myself. The first time I called the helpline, I remember the guy on the other line telling me something that I would never forget. He said, "This is not your fault, and this is not your child's fault." I really gained my self-respect back, and I gained back peace of mind, because for years I was blaming myself that it was my fault. So all that stuff, I gained knowledge, a better understanding of what mental illness is, and I think last but not least, I gained my voice, because now I could speak for other family members, help them understand what mental illness really is.
Sorry. I started crying.
Why are you crying?
Because I know what we went through, and it's hard because we was alone, and our family disowned us because they consider it being crazy. They consider it, oh, she just wants to open a can of worms, just put it under the rug. She just wants attention. And it wasn't nothing like that. I couldn't help what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. And after we found NAMI, people who we didn't even know became our family within minutes, within seconds. And it's been our family since.
I'm really proud of her. She came a long way. Like she said from the first, she was in denial. She didn't want to know about the illness. But as a single mom at the time, I took it upon myself. I'm sorry.
This was not supposed to go like this.
I took it upon myself to educate myself on what the illness was, because like she said, coming from a Caribbean culture background, we don't really talk about mental illness. All I knew, I had a child who was behaving badly, who was skipping school, who was always angry and frustrated, and nobody could give me answers, not even my family.
Everybody's journey is totally different. I didn't picture my life having bipolar disorder, but it gave me a U-turn and I landed in Holland. So I had to learn different things. I had to learn how to do stuff different ways. You have something planned but doesn't go the same way, but doesn't mean you won't get your happy ending. It doesn't mean you won't enjoy the view, you won't enjoy every little thing.